Yeah, you know what it is, man. Transporter Room, live artists and music reviews. Yo, Reese, can you hear
Yo,
me?
I
I
can hear
didn't
you.
know you was just doing sign language. Was that like some gang shit?
It's called a salute. It's not gang shit.
You
It's a
sure?
salute. It's a salute. I'm
Because
saluting.
you saw the shit with Elon Musk. We might have misconstrued that. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure. You know what
That
I'm saying?
was a whole different thing. That was he had a straight up arm. That's not what I was doing.
So I mean, like you see, I know you've been checking it out. It's been news on the
No,
airwaves.
actually, I seen something, but I never kind of tapped in. What's going on with that?
All right, so I'm assuming with this big beautiful bill that uh DJ and the Donald J. Trump cooked up, I guess it affects Doge or whatever, and it caused a little ripple, a little rift between him and Elon Musk. So now they're mudslinging. you got Elon talk about Donald Trump is on the Harvey list. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Whoa.
that's why we haven't gotten the list yet because Donald Trump is on it.
Oh shit.
And,
Okay.
and then you got Donald Trump talking about how this dude Elon was doing the Nazi salute.
Oh, so he
Yeah,
confirmed the shit.
he said, you know what I'm saying?
but
So
but that means that you part of that though, right? That would
exactly,
be
exactly.
okay. That's crazy. All right, crazy work.
Crazy work. But you know what? I'll take it all pause because you know they were in cahoots before, they were friends before.
Hmm.
So that means they co-signed each other before.
Right.
I mean, so go ahead, let all the secrets out.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Let it
But
all out.
you
Pause.
know what's crazy though?
Mm.
It doesn't matter
Why you say that?
because what's going to happen?
What do you mean what's gonna happen?
What's going to happen?
I mean, Donald if
He's not going to get impeached.
DJT, well, they've been trying to impeach him for a while now.
He's not.
And
With the
I
shit
think
that they
I think that
with
I
the
think
shit they
that was
already have, with the shit they already have on him, and he
mm,
didn't get impeached. The fact that he's already a criminal and he can't
mm.
get impeached, he say she said ain't
This
gonna
is
get him.
different though. This is different though.
Okay,
This right here is tied into SA trafficking and all that stuff. So you know what I mean, it's a little bit more serious. You know,
what everything that he's been accused of been serious, been real serious.
well, I mean, I guess you're right, but
Colluding
I,
with Russia and all that stuff. That's all serious
yeah,
business.
but this is the thing though, right?
Hmm.
The thing is, I'm trying to pull up this so we could discuss this cover she got going on. The thing is,
Hmm.
all that is speculative. None of it has been determined to be like, yo, that's exactly what's happened. So if they could prove beyond a shadow of doubt that that he is a part of the list, that's
Right.
damning evidence. I mean, there's nothing else
I
you can say.
mean, even him being on the list doesn't mean he did anything. He just was
Mm,
there.
I
He could
guess
he
you're
could
right.
easily say that I didn't know what was going on.
Well, you know what?
You
Let's
gotta
talk.
not only say that he's on the list, but he was doing things.
Well, I mean, hey, listen. Well, anyway, let's bring up the lady of the hour, Black Silk. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? How you feeling?
Looking nice, looking real, looking like I don't know what you about to do. It looked like you about to catch a body. It looked like you a superstar. It looked like you about to, you know what I'm saying? It looked like you about to do some poetry out here. You know what I'm saying?
Got the
How
shades on. What you
you
about
know
to
what I
you,
mean?
Nah,
you
real
shining
shit.
bright?
I got the shades. I got the shades to calm my nerves because I'm a little nervous.
Oh,
That's all it is.
Hey,
okay,
listen, you ain't
okay.
gotta be nervous at all. It's so funny, and I told you this before. You ain't gotta be nervous because we're all your friends on this thing right here. Um, I likewise, we came across your music via Project Porter, and this was me personally. That was probably like middle of last year. You know, I've been following and listening to your music. You've been going heavy on the promo, dropping a lot of singles. We got a single also. Nobody know yet. Um, you know, you've been cooking up, and your push has been steady. You know what I mean? A lot of people are co-signing your music. I look at the comments, and you know, you get a lot of love. Can you just tell us about your early journey? Like, who is Black Silk? Where you from? Age? You know, why did you fall in love with hip hop? And is this your first official EP? We got to know it all. We're gonna dig deep into pause. We're gonna dig deep into your background. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna get to the bottom of it all. So tell us about you. Where are you from?
Okay. I'm from Saturn.
Oh, here we go. Hey, listen, you talking to a person that is a conspiracy theorist. I just want you to know that.
This where we going? This where we going?
I just want you to know that you're
We
talking
going
to
this
a
way.
person
Okay.
that is conspiracy. I don't know if it's that deep. You know what I'm saying? But you're from Saturn. Okay.
hmm
Is that what we're sticking with?
We sticking with that, but I'll give you a little backdrop.
All right,
Um,
cool.
Currently residing in Miami, Florida. But
Hey.
yes, yes, but I'm not from here. You know what I'm saying? I lived a good amount of my life in Boston, Massachusetts.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
and you know, growing up, I had a really rough life. When people see me, they assume that I got it together, but I don't. You know, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, I really don't. But at the end of the day, a way for me to like express myself was through writing. So around 12, I would I started off with poetry. That was my way of like, expressing myself and stuff, because I lived in like seven shelters, I lived in cars, I lived in, what I'm saying, church basements, went through, the shit
Mm.
that black people, most of our story is the struggle, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But once it got to poetry, poetry is pretty much rap, just in a slower form. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
um my writing started transitioning into rap, and I was like, yo, I like this shit. This shit's kind of cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
so I started rapping, and niggas was like, yo, you pretty dope. Like, you should kind of take it serious. And I was like, maybe I should take it serious. So I started doing that. I started getting looks around 18, but I started getting into relationships, and niggas started playing in your head and shit, saying you ain't gonna be shit, da da da, all that bullshit. Family members too, all that bullshit. I had an uncle one time tell me like, "Well, you think you're gonna be the next Missy Elliott?" Like, he would say some shit like that to me, right around 12. But that
That's
shit stuck to
crazy.
me, right? That shit stuck to me. I was like, damn, like that shit hurt, yo. But eventually, later in life, I said, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna go for it. But when it came to like my early like 20s, I felt I was too old to rap.
What?
And yes, I know that's
Hold
crazy.
on a second. Wow, you got niggas like me, you got niggas like Jay Scott, you got niggas like King K's Targaryen, you got niggas like Project Porter Reeves. We're older than that. All right.
That's for sure.
And we're having these conversations talking about, is it too old are we too old to be able to contribute to this genre? And you in your early 20s are thinking I'm too old. That's crazy. Can you
That's
elaborate on that?
crazy.
That's wild.
I could elaborate because I am 36 now. You feel me?
Okay,
So
okay.
when in my early 20s, back then you needed to have a record label to make it. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, and especially back then, if you're like 25 and you didn't make it, like at that point, you're already thinking
Well,
you old as fuck.
I got a
Like,
question about that as well. I'm sorry, I don't mean to
no, no
interrupt. Do
worries.
you do you think that that's more of an emphasis because you're a woman, that is like, okay, 20, 25, the way the industry kind of push women, you would need to be a certain type of way. or a certain type of age to pop as a woman?
I mean, I felt like with men, they felt that way also, but it's even harder for women because, they already push more so for looks as well.
Right, right,
Niggas always talking about the wall. She hit the wall.
right,
I
right,
don't give a
right.
fuck about that damn wall. I'm gonna break that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, back then, because with time, with age comes wisdom. So,
Right.
at that moment, though, I'm still a young little, little thing. So I'm over here thinking like, shit, I don't miss my moment. You know what I mean? And especially with a ex at the moment, making me feel like I can't really do nothing.
Right.
So I'm like, bruh, hearing this and then thinking these thoughts, I'm already like fucked up already. But when we broke up, I went through my little journey and shit because I'm a relationship girl. So at the end of the day, I was like with him for like 6 years. Once we like was done, I had to really like find myself and who I was. And when it got to that point, I was like, yo, I'm like 30 something. I'm like, you know what? Let me get back to this because now you don't need a record label to like
Mm,
do your thing. You don't
just
need a
look
Not
record
at
out.
label.
all.
You know what I'm saying? You could just push yourself. You could believe in yourself. That's first and foremost. Believe in yourself, push yourself, everything else gonna fall into place. And if you don't got people clapping for you, clap for your motherfucking self.
Wow. That
Wow.
part. Okay,
I mean,
okay.
That
she
part.
make it sound so easy, right?
You right up the road from me too. I ain't get to tell you that. You right up the road from me, matter of fact.
Oh,
Hey,
you
hey,
are?
hey,
Okay.
yo,
Yeah.
calm down, Reese. She had it hard enough, my nigga.
He's like, calm down.
She had it hard enough, my nigga.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay. Okay. Anyway, I'm just saying we around the same area. I'm just
No, I'm
saying that.
fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
Out of
But
control.
you know what? From a glance, I would never say that you were from Boston, and I would never dream that you were in Florida.
Why is
You
that?
sound like you from New York,
Everybody says that.
like one of the hardest boroughs out there. You know what I'm saying? Um, so how would you describe your accent? Because like that's not Floridian, is it? Like
Nah,
what?
that ain't Flirting.
No. It's crazy because, who knows? Maybe I did stay in New York a little bit. You'll never know though.
Mm,
But we'll leave that there. But everywhere that I went, right, whether it was New York, Boston, Florida, whatever the case is, Floridians would say, "You're not from out here."
right,
Boston would say,
right.
"You're not from out here." New York would say, "You're not from out here." You know what I'm saying? So, but like New Yorkers would think I sound like, and Boston would think I sound, but I just let it be what it is. I'm just not from out. I'm not from out here. I'm from out of the world.
Okay, okay.
All
Yo,
right. All right, Scissor. All right.
hey, listen. Hey, 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 yo, we got
They
we
call it
got
scissor.
Here you
yo,
go.
without further he needs no introduction. We got my man P. Yo, turn your speaker down a little bit. You get some feedback.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you are booming, bro. You need to turn it down a little bit.
Hold on.
Look at it. He in his executive office setup. You see that? I hate Trinities, man. I hate them, yo.
You can hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we was just talking about how much we all hate Trinities, but don't worry, we're going to switch the subject.
Oh, that's all good. That's all good. I love the hate. That means I'm doing something good.
Yo, so we got Black Silq in the building. We're going to be reviewing her tape. It's called the Obsidian tapes. She's giving it for a brief background of her history. I got a few questions for you if you don't mind.
Hey, real
Of
quick, could you
course.
have her turn her phone the other way?
Yo, Silk, turn your phone
Turn
the
your
other way.
phone the other way?
My phone can't really like
Oh, it's
because of the
LinkedIn.
yeah.
Because of the
Okay.
stand. Because of the
Yeah,
stand.
correct.
So it's locked
Okay.
in like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
It's all good. Don't worry
It's all
about it.
good.
He just being particular. It's all good, man. So she's in Florida. She's from Boston. Okay, she's had a hard life growing up. You know, we're going to dig into that deeper. But you know, without further ado, let me play the intro off of this. Let me pull it up.
Hold on. I thought we was going to talk about the
You
cover.
know, let me pull up the cover. I'm getting ahead of myself.
So,
Um, we got the cover right here. Black Silk and the Obsidian tapes. Can we talk about this cover out right here? Who designed it?
it's looking real demonic.
It really is. I think I see Saturn in the background somewhere.
Oh, so
But
the devil's coming from Saturn.
listen, I don't know, but let's talk about this cover, Black Silk. Can you tell us what you're going for with this cover? Who designed it, and just give us the deeper meaning if there is one.
Well, pretty much, I never felt like I was from here. You know what I'm saying? So, one of the things was I was like my first, because this is my first EP, well,
Hey,
LP,
hey, hey,
whatever.
hey, hey.
So I was like, I wanted to really resemble me when it comes to this type of stuff. I'm a weirdo. I'm a bit of a hood geek, if you want to call it all that shit. So I was like, I wanted to be a little different. I have a homeboy named James that he was like, yo, can I do your cover for you? Like, let me do, because I had somebody else that was gonna do it, and I was like, are you sure? Because I have a certain like look that I'm looking for. Can I trust you with this? And he was like, yes, like I promise you. So I gave him a little, what I want on it. And he came up with this exactly. And this is how I point, like how I really wanted it. Cause I gave him like a little sketch of like this. So he executed it perfectly. A lot of people loved it. It's pretty much just me looking at the world and just like being like my whole self, viewing the world of what it is at this moment right now. So just pretty much like fuck all y'all. Like I'm finna do me because I know y'all be thinking I'm weird and shit, but I don't give a fuck. I'm about to take over. Like type shit.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's really that simple.
I got I got so. All right, cool. All right. All right, I'm looking deeper. All right, all right. From like first glance, it looked like that's a horn on the side of on the side of the head.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that. Oh my gosh, bro.
And
That's crazy.
you got claws. So I mean, I'm guessing that's nails, though. I mean,
Yes,
but
it's nails with claws at the same time.
okay, okay. So you about to do the world dirty is basically what you about to do. Is what
And
I'm saying.
in many more ways than one.
Ooh.
Yo,
Okay.
listen, before we go any further, all right, I want to lay some ground rules for this interview, all right?
Okay.
Are there anything, is there anything that is off limits for us to ask you? Because the fact that you're showing that you got layers like this, I want to believe that a lot of things are intentional. Okay. So I blame you, Reese, because I was trying not to go down this path. I was
What you
trying
talking
not.
Oh, go
about?
You
ahead.
know me.
You're already there.
You
Fuck it.
know me. You know me, bro.
Jump, nigga, jump.
All right. He said it looked like a horn. Didn't that was not the intent, right? Here she goes with the sinister laugh. The sinister shit.
Yeah, from that laugh.
It's chilly out here, man.
Mission
from
accomplished.
the laugh.
Um, listen, right? So the Obsidian tapes, the reason why I called it the Obsidian tapes, right? One, there's gonna be multiple tapes of this. So there's gonna be a 2 and a 3 type of thing. A lot of
Okay.
people don't know that. But with Obsidian, it's black. It's like a black stone, whatever, but it's not crystallized because of a volcanic lava, whatever, how it's formed. But I'm Black Silk. Reason why I call myself Black Silk is because one, black is my favorite color, and two, I'm smooth like silk. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's
Okay,
why I
okay.
perform that together. And obsidian ties with black, right? So
Facts,
with
facts.
that, also black a lot of people kind of like relate that to it being dark.
Mm,
So Obsidian kind of like also means like revealing like your hidden self and
mm,
being okay with that, like your dark self, your dark secrets type shit. So that's why I went with that whole thing. So the whole vibe of it relates to that because Black is my lighter side, but I also
mm,
have BLXCK, which is my darker side. But you'll see
mm.
that in the album.
Yeah, because I want to say this because before, because you would post snippets of this EP, and it would be somewhat different from what I was introduced to you as. When I was first introduced to your music, it was like very gritty, boom bap, Griselda esque. Because I saw you, I think you was rapping with Narconomics and Project Port, and they have this whole dark motif, layered with the hip hop boom bap feel. You know what I'm saying? Slower beats, 76 to 80, whatever, 85
BPM.
BPM, these type of moves. And now, based on the clips that I saw you post, you do a great job promoting.
Thank you.
It seems more of a spoken word vibe. So I'm gonna ask this now, and I'm gonna ask this later. Which one is the real you? And I understand there's different parts to a person, but would you say you're expressing your true self on this one?
Can you throw a
Or
caveat on that question because it's obviously going to be both, but which one is more her? Is I think is a better question.
Hey, let's go to the intro. We'll figure it out.
you
I'm
know
sure
what?
one of those is an alter ego, but if she says black is the lighter side, shit, it's finna get dark.
Well,
It's finna
check.
get real dark.
You know what? Before
Nice.
we do that, let's talk about this. Let's rate this cover, fellas. Um, Based on the description and the look that we have on screen, how would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 5?
To be honest, until I hear the track, I don't know if I could really rate it because what I'm thinking I'm finna get is some dark shit. She come out at nighttime, some
Mhm.
boogeyman type stuff. She about to go dirty.
I mean, you you can walk by something and grabs your attention without you hearing the product. So
Yeah,
Um,
at a glance, you say, would this draw you in?
I don't know.
Reese, how
If
you
I had to
feel?
give this, if I had to rate this a 1 out of 5, I'll give it like a 3.
Okay, okay. Um, how about you, Reese?
I like the picture. I like the picture and everything like that with the world involved. I do wish the color of the yellow like letters probably it probably would have better look to be red with a red outline.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's my only like real critique on it. I'll give it a 3.5. I think I mean, I could get into my dark bag. This looks dark. Like it looked
Right.
like it looked like you're not going to be happy on this record on these songs. So
Like I said,
I'm
it's
gonna
gonna
get
get dark.
yeah.
Now, I'm not saying it's a bad dark. It's about to get dark for somebody.
It's the world. You don't see the world is about to, she got the
Yeah,
world
but
there.
usually somebody's targeted in the world. You know what I mean? Whoever
It's
finna come
her.
outside,
It's
whoever finna
her.
come outside and take these shots gonna get them.
Bro, it's her. She said it. That's her.
Oh yeah, I know.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
whoever outside gonna get it.
The
We're
whole the
outside. It's
whole
the
the
whole
whole world
world.
gonna get it. What do you mean?
We're in the world as well, bro.
I ain't
Yeah.
outside.
Oh, here we go. He with the fuck
Okay.
shit. Please
All right.
excuse P, man. He's only here until
Hey,
Project
I'm
Porter.
being honest. Until I. So we're gonna
As
revisit this at the end, right?
as soon as Project Porter gets here, we're bumping him off the screen. So just bear with him for a little bit. All right.
No
Yo,
worries.
but I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna lie though. Yeah, I think P does have a point. I think it's going to be more of a representation as we get further into the album. So yeah,
Uh,
Now we've
So
done reviews where the album cover looks nothing like what we hear.
this is a
exactly.
So
fact. This is a fact.
until we hear something, I can't say this is what I expect. But from what I'm seeing, somebody finna get dragged.
Well, all right. For me, from an artistic point of view, I definitely agree with what Ree's saying. The yellow kind of throws it off. Me personally, I love everything else. I'm saying,
Mhm.
I think the yellow throws it off, and I think just it should have blended more. I think.
A little too
Um,
much yellow.
right, right. I would have designed it better, but I love the way the darkness is. You creeping out of the darkness. Your hand is touching the world. It's creating a light on the world in a way, like how, you know, like you just had a nuclear blast or something like that. Like, and then you got the hand coming out. Then you have the
Yeah.
comet, maybe, which is another level. The
That's a
comet,
horn, bro.
the comet or the horn. You know what I'm saying? I
I
don't know
like the
what
horn.
I don't know what it's doing, but it's doing something. I think all that is amazing.
That's like some outer space, maybe. It's the moon.
Mhm.
It's she just got a wish granted.
Out here like
Could be
Galactus
anything.
out this motherfucker. You know what I mean? But
I was thinking the same thing, Galactic.
right,
Yeah.
Galactus, right? I think he
Mhm.
actually has a cover where he's like over the world like that. But now being that as it may, with all that being said, I would give the cover, I would give it about a 3.5 also. That yellow, not liking that yellow, but everything else is fire.
no
All right.
worries.
So let's put it, let's put the there we go.
Oh, the track list is in yellow
We got the
too.
track list right here. I like the track list like that though. You know what I'm
Thank you. I
saying?
made that, y'all. I made that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
fits that.
mad. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah, I
mad at
like
the
that.
track
That's
list.
that's pretty cool.
You know what I'm saying
Appreciate that.
the yellow is there. It's showing everybody what they're reading. It's bold. So I like the way that looks. The yellow definitely is serving its
Yeah,
purpose
that one works. That
right
one
here.
works really good.
Exactly. You got the shooting stars or whatever those are in the background, quasars, galaxies. I don't know what those are, but it's fire. All right, so P, we're gonna get into the intro. Emerge. I've seen him. You guys do cross promotion on your page. Um, is he rapping on this project also?
Nah, no features on this.
No features on this. Are you working with one producer in particular, or is it like a
Hmm.
collaboration of different? All right,
No, just one. Go ahead.
who's producing this album?
He is Low Katana. That's the name of the producer. Um, just to give you guys just a little insight, like this album is like a warm analog experience. I wanted to kind of go through that a little bit because we're more like digital right now, but I just wanted to give that type of vibe. You feel me? But his name is Low Katana, out from London.
Oh,
I don't know where specifically. I don't want to butcher that, but real cool people. He heard of my shit, and he was like, "Yo, I want to send you a pack." And I was like, "All right." Heard the beats. I was like, "I'm gonna make my first, album out of this." It was only like originally 6 songs, but then I was like, "Yo, that's too short for me. Like, can you send me 3 more?" He did that, and this is where we at with it.
so this is definitely not an EP anymore. This is more like a LP.
More like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You said warm analog. I'm not really familiar with that term. What is warm analog for people who don't understand?
You know how like back then, let's say like records from like the 80s or the 90s, it had more of that warm feel when it came to like a record.
Mhm.
Like it wasn't like nowadays, you can hear like that
The
digital sound.
digital.
You know what I'm saying? With a record. This is more warm. So
So you
like
mean
you'll
like
travel through a warm experience with this.
so are
So
you
it's not
talking about
as like sharp as you would say.
Yes.
Yeah,
I,
I
I mean,
got
you
you.
talking about from like an engineering aspect, or because I understand warmth. When they talk about warmth, like in engineering and stuff like that, they're usually talking about adding more saturation to the project, making it seem more I guess like you said, less digital. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's usually achieved through more saturation. I know Project Port is gonna say, what the fuck is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? Because he's an engineer, he's totally butchering it. He's probably gonna use big words like juxtapose and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? But when I think about warm analog, that's what I think of. And I think of analog. When they talk about analog gear, that's basically missing the computer. Like you're eliminating computer completely. So the way you guys constructed this album, did you guys do it in person or did you send back vocals? How did you guys get it together?
Well, he sent me the beats, and then I started like recording them, like recording the vocals and stuff. I use BandLab,
Mhm.
whatever. So recorded the vocals on there. I added all the effects. You feel me? I added certain things on the beat that um might like wasn't originally there. Like for
Mhm.
example, if something was towards the end of the beat that he did, I might have like chopped it and put it in the like center of the song, whatever, or
Mhm.
in the beginning, or like double it, like to make it sound a certain type of way. So yeah, like you know what I'm saying, it's a vibe. And then I didn't even send it back to him. I just got it mixed and mastered, and then boom. After that, put it out, and then I sent it to him. I was like, "Yo, check this shit out." That's how it went down.
So if I'm understanding correctly, so you did the mix down and then sent it out to be mastered, or explain that because or you just recorded raw vocals, sent it to be mixed and mastered. How did that happen?
Recorded raw vocals. I
Hmm.
put effects on certain songs, whatever, or majority of them, certain effects, whatever. And then once I did that, I sent it to King Court. He's the one who mixed and mastered it. And
Hmm.
he like told me, he was like, "Yo, I'm glad you put certain effects on this shit because if you didn't, I wouldn't really know where to put these effects, like the way you made it sound like." He's
Yeah.
like, "You did a great job with that." So he's like, he just pretty much mastered it and mixed it a little bit to clean up certain things, but that was it.
Yo, and you know what? That's another thing too, because I'm gonna take a crack at mixing our song myself. And P, come on, man. You ain't gotta make me the main attraction, bro. Oh my goodness. This guy. My P works the scene switching and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you like to put people on the spot. Look at her. Sinister as fuck.
Hey, I'm just doing my job, man. It's what you pay me to
Yeah.
do.
Let's get to the music, my guy.
Yo,
I
wait,
ain't gonna
listen.
lie. I was like, damn, why y'all put me in the center like that?
Well, we do it. No, you a girl, so you good. You be doing face pics all day, so cut it out. You ready for the
It's a
camera?
little different, yo.
Cut it out.
It's a
All
little
right, so
different.
without further ado, we're going to get into the first cut. It's an intro with Emerge. It's called Words. Okay, featuring Emerge the MC. I noticed, like I said, you guys do cross promotion. Is he like a manager, or is he just a friend? Can you explain the relationship between you and Emerge? If I'm saying his name correctly.
Yeah, Immerse MC. That's my hitter, you know what I'm saying? Like we like this. So like when it came to like music, when I was like alone in this shit, after like I separated from Narco Squad, whatever,
Mhm.
um, like
Oh, we got to
he
talk about that too. Oh my god, let's go. Let's go. I thought y'all was still affiliated. I wish I had my horns, man. Let's go. Um, we need all
yeah,
that.
so Emerge was like he been like was like, yo, like you're hard, like let's make a record. And we made a record, that shit was booming. Then we made another record, it boomed, and another, and then we just was like that ever since. So like Emerge is my dog. So like whatever, like I feel like I want him to be on that shit, he gonna be on it, and then vice versa. And we just look out for each other type shit. So that's really
That's
what that is.
calm down. My cat want to be in the scene. All right, so let's without further ado, let's play the intro. Let's see what we got in store for us. This is Black Silq. The EP, well, LP is called the Obsidian Tapes. Let's get it.
Man. When I first heard Black Silk on a song with Sauce Yang and Narco Squad, the only thing I could say was that she's the next big thing, you know? From the vivid imagery, from the deliverance, from the entendres, from the gritty, aggressive, street-bound aggressiveness, emphasis on the end of her.
You guys can hear it, right?
I hear it.
No, I can't hear it neither.
That's strange. P, let's take care of this real quick.
Words.
I don't know why you can hear it and they can't hear it.
Maybe because they both on cell phones. I'm not sure.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
They're both on computers. That's probably why. I'm not sure if that's what it is. Are you putting it in feed a little different?
No, I got it as background music, so it should be playing for everybody, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's run it back.
I was like, yo, she's gonna be something major. She's gonna be something big. There's no woman spitting it how she's spitting it. No woman that's in the genre.
Can you hear that, Reed?
You know what? I think we should go to EV Mux, bro. Because if they can't hear it, there's no point in doing it right here, right?
No.
Black Silq. I'm going to send you another link for you to click into. Okay?
Why they can't hear it, though.
Okay.
Unless they log out and log back in and see if they can hear it.
I mean, if it's in the broadcast, they should be able to hear it.
Reese and Black Silq, log out and then log back in and see if that rectifies it before I switch over to EV Mux, okay?
Okay.
All right, y'all. Thank you. So in the meantime, we're gonna play it. So
Of hip hop, rap, MCing, artistry at the moment that's spitting the way that she's spitting. And it's relatable shit. It's not like she's a woman and she's just spitting what women go through. You know what I'm saying? She got a diverse, universal message that varies, that anybody can relate to, that's in the street or that's more of a conscious person. You know, it both fluctuates from both directions. You know what I'm saying? She has contrast. You know, being an artist, you have to have contrast and understand that when you're doing music, it has to relate to everybody in different situations. You know? But with that being said, I already knew she was a star. That's why I call her star. I always say, you are the talent. And look, now she's the talent. I'm out, baby. One. And look, now she's the talent.
Yo, he sound like he's somebody we should know, right? He sounds like
Yeah.
that, right? Like back in the days when somebody was co-signing an artist, it
He the
sounds
talent.
it sounds like that vintage 90s feel that we like. I like the beat in the background. The drumless, it sounds real. It sounds like a proper intro. You know what I'm saying?
So that was the intro. Was not a song. It's just a
that's just the intro.
Yeah, that's just the intro.
All right.
All right, we got her back now.
Every time I hear it.
All right, so Reese can hear it now. Hopefully, we don't have any issues with you hearing it. I don't know what's going on.
Run the intro back to see if she can hear it.
All right, let's do it one more time. All right.
Man. When I first heard Black Silk on a song with Sauce Yang
Can you hear that?
and Narco Squad, the only thing I could say was that she's the next big.
She said no.
No.
Yo, let's go to EV Mux, man. I'm gonna send you a link in like two a minute. All right, Black Silq.
Okay.
All right.